like, I'm not interested. You're not interested? Are you out your mind? Hey guys, don't skip the intro. I know you want to. I know you're thinking, what am I watching this garbage for? All he's going to do is tell me about the stuff that's going to happen later in the course. Why don't I just, go to the later in the course? Well, because I want you to keep coming back to this. This is going to be one of those things that's got to get you revved up. Cold calling isn't just about picking up the phone or meeting somebody new. It's so much more important to your life, to your career, to your happiness, to your future. The ability to be able to talk to strangers is the ability to be able to literally build a society. That's what it is. I mean, imagine if everybody's holed up on their computer at home and doing this stuff and doesn't know how to meet people. Nobody get married anymore. The whole world stops. I'm not putting pressure on you, but you may be the reason for the continued existence of planet Earth and society. But you got to get this. I'm always brought to the fact of my dad who came here from another country, but there was a lot of immigrants that came before. And like when people came to America, back then, early 1900s, when I say had nothing, I mean nothing. You don't know what nothing is. When you're scraping the ground, when you're eating dirt, and people would eat dirt, when you got nothing, and you get to America and you see the Statue of Liberty and you're there and you're like, I still got nothing. There's still nothing here, but opportunity. Oh my gosh, you're telling me I could find somebody who needs this and figure out how to get this and put them together and create magic in the middle. And whole lives were started and whole families were started and careers and everything just for that opportunity. However, if they didn't do one thing, nothing would have happened. And that's the thing that I want you to do every day. And that is simply talk to new people. Talk to new people. It's kind of easy to talk to people that you know already. But the skill of being able to talk to new people makes lives better for everyone. And so that's your job, that's your charge, and simply, that's what cold calling is. It's like you're walking down the street and you see somebody that you've never met before and you look at them and you make eye contact. What do? You smile, you say hi. And what do? They look at you and they say hi right back to you. They don't hate you. I mean, they kind of like you. You did the whole thing. Now, what if you just walked up to them and the same thing and said, hi, how you doing? Hey, listen, can I ask you a question? What do you think they'll do? You think they'll run away? Hey, I don't accept strangers coming up to me and talking to me. No, they say, sure. And all of a sudden, they've just invited you in. That's a cold call. Just meeting somebody, saying hi. Hey, I wonder if you could help me. Or saying hi, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? Or saying hi and just finding out something about some stranger's life. Or maybe even giving them a compliment. Maybe starting an interaction. That's a cold call. And they love it. People are just so insecure sitting in their own little lives. They're begging for you to call them. And what about all the receptionists and secretaries and things like that? I mean, a receptionist, that's their job. If you didn't call or somebody didn't call, what are they there for? You have you're helping lives. I'm telling you, this is your seat. When you can change your mindset to think that you're actually helping the world by doing this, you'll wake up and get going. This is why I need you to watch this thing more than once, because you're kind of jazzed up to get doing this right now. I know, you're with me. Stay with me. All right. And so the next thing I want you to be understanding is the commitment that you have to make. And, listen, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built. Like a big empire was built. And if it wasn't built in a day, it was built day by day. So, and then at the end of the day, they had a giant empire. Of course, it fell, but listen, you build something that lasts for 1,600 years, it's pretty good. So it's gonna happen. You're gonna be able to build it, but you're not cold calling. I'm just saying, I don't want you to commit yourself to cold calling. I want you to commit yourself to the outcomes that you want. Because cold calling is the fastest way to get there. And so you need to really know. I used to make fun of people with, listen, you need to know your why and all that stuff. By the way, I know your why. Your why is you want to be welcomed into heaven with a pat on the back saying, come on in, you've done well, my good and faithful servant. You're awesome. Welcome. I know that's your why. Ultimately, that's the reason why everybody does anything, to be good, to be a good person. Got it. But I need to know what your want is. More importantly, you need to know what your want is. I'm sure we're going to have some PDFs and some forms here, but really, the less forms you need to fill out, the better. The more notepads you have of just writing your goals every day. And I didn't want to use the word goal because that scares the heck out of people. The more commitments you make to yourself and fulfill those commitments, the better life you have. That's what I want from you. I mean, just an awesome life. Years ago, I took a hitchhiking trip around the country, took no money, just got jobs along the way. I've got some great stories, a couple of libations, and you and I can share them. They're really good. But the main thing I got out of the trip was, man, when you want to get picked up from somebody, you need to sell yourself. You need to figure out what you're doing. You need to look the part. That someone who's approachable enough and exciting enough that they're willing to talk to you. And then when you're in the car with them, you can't just you'll fall asleep. They want something for this, You got to share some stories. You got to give them some action. You got to give them some ability. You got to give them some ability to be able to go home and tell their family what good people they are because they picked up this nice young man. The commitment to your craft and understanding what other people want so you could build that life for yourself. It's a life of almost ease and security. When you're able to talk to strangers, you commit to the process of daily doing it over and over. You have a sense of peace that you could be dropped off anywhere, any part of the country, any part of any country, any part of the world. And you know what people want and how to make that initial first interaction with them. You're home free. You're home free. This is what you're going to get from this cold calling. And then the last thing, which could have been the first thing, is setting up your mindset for the day. And, come back to this before you make your first call on a daily basis. Or better yet, make your own video of pumping yourself up and getting ready for the call and getting ready for the day and getting ready to improve people's lives and just pumping yourself up. I got a little motto. I got a little chant that I say to myself in my head many times during the day, but I'll say it out loud for you now. I say, I lead, not follow. I believe, not doubt. I create, not destroy. I make the news. I don't watch the news. I'm a leader. I'm a force for good. I'm a force for God. I set the standard. I defy the odds. I stand. I take charge. I win. And then I make my first call. I'm like a flipping animal. This kind of attitude, this mindset, because I'm here to improve my life. But just as Zig Ziglar said many years ago, if you want to, you can have anything in the world that you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And that's it. Your cold call mindset is there simply to find out if they're interested in what you got. And you will find in this course on how we do this, that everybody will let you get your pitch out. 100% of the people will allow you to get your pitch out. We'll construct it that way. But if the words themselves are just part of it, The tonality is so much more. And the way you increase that tonality to be something that's acceptable and enjoyable for that person on the other end of the call or networking event or in front of a bunch of people or an offhanded way where it's somewhere you're in an elevator and somebody asks you, so what do you do? The tonality that comes out of you is from the mindset that you've created and that you might, keep on telling yourself every day. You eventually act like the person you'd like to become. And then very soon you'll see that person in the mirror, that seven-figure earner that you are destined to become, or that you maybe already are. You are in your head. Muhammad Ali famously said, I was great before I was. I was telling people I was the greatest before I was the greatest. And he brainwashed himself to do so. And I need you to brainwash yourself. You're not here to become the world-class cold caller. You're here to become a world-class communicator with strangers to improve their lives. That's what your charge is in life. What do you think? You're just going to live here on earth and just not pass, you keep all your wisdom to yourself? Keep all the good things to yourself? I mean, if you had the cure for cancer, it was a little pill. It's like someone came out and this cures cancer. It works 100% of the time. And you call someone on the phone and they're like, I'm not interested. You're not interested? Are you out your mind? You're willing to push something that you believe in that greatly. I'm asking you to believe in yourself. Believe that you're worth it. That you are that seven-figure earner. That you are that $500 an hour person. That you are the holder of skills and ideas that other people don't have. And you're willing to share them. And when you share them, you're going to call them up. And I say call up, but it's an email. It's a networking event. It's on the phone. It's all the time you have an opportunity to talk to people. Once you're good at this, you can't let a stranger walk past you without saying something. I do it at gas stations. I'm at a gas station and you're sitting there, you're pumping the petrol into your vehicle. And there's someone else 4 feet away from you doing the same thing. And you're silently looking at your car or maybe looking at your phone. And you know what you do? You look at them, you make eye contact, you walk over, put your hand there and shake them and say, you know what? We're just too close in proximity not to exchange pleasantries. How you doing today? And now you're in a conversation. It's that easy. You'll look for reasons to talk to people. I saw a woman yesterday looking at a car. It was like an old Pontiac, I think it was a Firebird, and it was that old brown color. And her pants that she was wearing was like the same color as the Firebird. And, she walked past it. And so there's a perfect opportunity. You think I'm just going to let this lady go? No, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? And she's like, what? I go, that car is the same color as your pants. She looks down, big smile, the whole thing there, and a small little interaction that made her day better, gave me confidence just because talking to another stranger, and probably the next person I spoke with had a better experience because I was in the right frame of mind. Your mindset needs to be there. Jack yourself up. Figure out the right music to do, and we'll give you some ideas during this course, but I want you to know you're doing God's work by getting on the phone and talking to new people. This is the finest skill that you can master. And even if you don't master it, it's still better than where you are now. I wish nothing but good things to happen to you all. Let's stay in touch, rock and roll, finish the course, stay in touch with me. We're here on a mission together. You're the best. I'm the Deej. Let's finish strong today.